Welcome back to World of Warships with your host, XBradTC, and making what is, I believe, his debut here, another member of my clan, Lieutenant Nelson. Lieutenant Nelson, like Lieutenant Rusty, is a former surface warfare officer of the United States Navy. And today he is swowing around in his Tier 10 U.S. destroyer, the Gearing. Gearing has 6 5-inch guns, 127mm guns, also has 2 quintuple torpedo tubes. Not a particularly fast ship for a Tier 10 ship. I think it's got about 34 knot top speed. When you compare that to, the Russians zipping around at 45 knots, she's kind of slow. And we are on, I believe, the Shatter map. I can never remember. I just haven't played the Gearing enough to do that. Good part of the Gearing, she has excellent concealment, great guns, good range, not terrific range, but good. And Lieutenant Nelson is capping in B. He's dodged the first wave of torch to come in. He's just engaging targets of opportunity for now with the guns. Every little bit helps. He knows there's a destroyer over here somewhere. The thing about the Gearing is just a fantastic rate of fire. Guns are, it's hard to shoot at long range with these incredibly high firing arcs. But if you pump out enough shells, you're bound to do some damage, and it does start to add up. As you can see, he's getting hits, not a lot, not doing a lot of damage. Not even 2,000 damage yet. And it looks like he's using his torpedoes, which I believe have a 16-kilometer range. I think he's using those more as a area denial weapon. Try and just make sure he doesn't get crowded by the enemy team. And because he is sitting in the smoke, you'll notice there's ships out there that he has not been able to spot. That are probably closer. But for the time being, might as well shoot while you can, see the incoming rounds. Yeah, looks like smoke screen's starting to fade. And obviously, whoever's shooting at him is just shooting at the point of origin of his shells. That's the counter for invisifiring. Like I said, one of the best features of the Gearing is it has you can get it down to, I want to say 6.6 kilometers surface detection range, and even down to, I believe mine has a 9.7 kilometer detection range when firing. So you can shoot for quite a distance out to the maximum range of the guns and not be detected. And look at that. He picked off the enemy Atago, polished him off with a torpedo. Another destroyer, target of opportunity, might as well shoot. Destroyers at anything above about 5 kilometers become very hard to hit with the Gearing's guns because of these massive firing arcs. You'll notice he's not even coming close. Still, he's done 40,000 damage so far. That's very respectable outing. And in addition to shooting at the enemy, he's doing an important mission by spotting the enemy. Unfortunately, ran around there a little bit. Probably don't want to get stuck too many times there, Lieutenant Nelson. Come out, support the teammate, friendly Montana. Needs a little bit of help. He's going to smoke him up. And while we're at it, might as well put some torpedoes in the water. And while he's waiting for the smoke screen to deploy, he's getting pinged pretty hard by the enemy, Montana's secondary battery. So, rounds out. And gets one into the Montana. So that's between that and the gunfire, he's done another 20,000 damage just now. And since the Montana almost certainly had to use his damage repair on that torpedo hit, he really wants to start another fire on him. Damage repair ability, or damage control ability, is still working to suppress any fires right now, but that should be over pretty soon. Hopefully he can get a fire going. Yep, there we go. And that one, my friend, is going to have to burn for a while. And since he has backed into the smoke screen, he's kind of occluding the friendly Montana's fires. Maneuver to get clear with that. He's going to take pounding from... Yep, Montana's down. Enemy Utiloi. Let's focus on him. Russian destroyers, very fast, very good guns, generally having a much flatter trajectory. You don't normally want to get into a gunfight at long range with a Russian destroyer if you can avoid it. So he's going to just sit here in the smoke for a little bit longer. Alright. Pull forward, pick up some steam. Leave the friendly Montana behind. And go find some trouble elsewhere. Another enemy destroyer. All kinds of enemy destroyers around here. There's 4 destroyers left. Close range. Having trouble getting the rounds on the target. But sooner or later, he's bound to have some success. And wait for it. Yep. Even shooting into the cloud with the last 2 shells barely clearing the cape was just enough. Fortunately, ran aground. Unfortunately, well, okay, now he's no longer detected. But there's somebody nearby. And he is in a tiny little spot to try and maneuver. Alright, get the torpedoes ready. Try and get into B. Try and prevent them from capping. Try and steal the cap, if you will.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Dodge incoming torpedoes, which I believe are from the enemy Tashkent. And what is that? The enemy Alba. He's going to launch on him. Rounds out. Once again, getting some good hits, start a fire. And just because they're in the smoke, doesn't matter, go ahead and kill them anyway. But, take a look. We're taking fire from somebody else. Who is hitting us?
Smoke screen set.
Oh, there he is. And this time, Lieutenant Nelson is the one suffering from poor health. This guy's nearly on full health when he comes around the corner. Took out the Alba. Those torpedoes we launched a while ago. And we're pouring fire into this guy. And he's down for a double strike. And the Kraken unleashed. That would be pretty impressive. But he did that in just about 12 minutes. So that was pretty damn good. Low on health. He's just going to ease on in there. And while he's waiting for his repair cooldown to come, he's going to ease on into the enemy smoke screen and use it for cover and concealment. And waiting for his propulsion to return. He's out of smoke. He does still have a speed boost left, but he's also on perilously low health. And by this time, the team has taken a fairly decisive lead. The only thing that he needs to do now is go help Cap B. His team would go on to win easily for 478,000 credits, 5,200 XP, double strike, Kraken Unleashed, devastating strike times 2, 145,000 damage, 172 gun hits, 9 torpedo hits, 5 kills, 1 fire. Obviously, top of the team by a pretty fair margin, about 400-point margin over the Tier 8 Kiev. So a very good game. This was Lieutenant Nelson's best game ever, and certainly his best game in the gearing. And take a look. He did real damage to some of these. The Iowa, he did 54,000 damage. The Otago, 38,000. You know, the Montana, 34,000. So, you know, good job. Excellent play. And, you know, basic 256 credits came out of it with the first one of the day boost. So a well-played job by Lieutenant Nelson, swowing with the swowiest. Hope you enjoyed this episode of World of Warships, and we will catch you soon.